You are not an athlete.
Name me one British ski jumper.
Me, Eddie Edwards. Let's do it.
He's gonna break his neck.
I'm gonna break his neck.
I really need a coach.
You do realize the time to start jumping is when you're 5 or 6.
Yes, fantastic.
Thank you.
One of those movies that just, you know, right?
It's a
Get you?
Yeah,
Good,
you know, everyone
good.
who doesn't want to see a movie like that, right?
It's a great underdog story. I think everyone can kind of relate to it because it's not necessarily about a guy who breaks every world record and wins gold medals. Sorry, spoiler alert. He actually comes last, but it's sort of very inspiring and funny, and Taron is fantastic in it. And it reminds me of the Full Monty, those, you know, movies I remember growing up. Cool Runnings, another one. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's sort of a great sort of underdog, surprising story.
We do. We need more movies like that, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you have to just go to the movies sometimes and just feel good
Yeah.
and be happy when you leave, you know?
Yeah, and
Like,
inspired when you leave.
right?
It's
Yeah.
not, I think it's not got an ounce of cynicism to it, has it?
No.
You know, and I think where the way comedy especially often works now is it's all based around kind of shared cynical attitudes towards things, whereas our movie's kind of a bit more, I don't know. It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, well, there's the humor too, but then you're gonna tug at your heartstrings as well. So kind of pulls you in all different, you know, elements of your emotional, you know, spectrum. Actually, I have two daughters who play soccer, 6 and 8, and the 6-year-old's just not very good. You know, she's just not good. I don't think she'll ever be good.
I hope she doesn't
I hope
watch
she
this.
gets to see
Yeah,
this.
yeah.
She's an awful runner. She just skips. You know, it's adorable. She's little. You know.
Has she thought about being a goalkeeper, perhaps?
yeah. 6, she'll find the thing, won't
Yeah.
she?
Yeah, she'll get something
Although possibly
there.
not in sports, because I never did.
No.
No, you were never like.
No, I was awful. I was the kid they shoved in
goal.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, purely for the sake of surface area, I
you'd have a hard face.
think. Yeah, hard face. And,
I never
What I
understood
lo-
why they don't wear helmets when they're the goalkeepers. They're gonna get smashed in the face. They're gonna get
Good
smashed.
point.
You know, they don't have any protection. These little kids, it's like boom, boom.
Yeah.
They're
But
caught.
what I love about this story is it's a crazy dream that he has.
Yeah.
I mean, no one in Britain had jumped, I think, since 1927.
something like that, yeah.
And I think everybody harbours some crazy. If you get people with their guards down, you say, what is it, if you could do anything, what does you really want to do? And
Yeah.
most people don't allow themselves to follow that through. It's just like a wish thing. And Eddie's an example of like, no, I'm going to do it. Even when people were laughing at him, even when people were telling him not to do it, and he just was like, no, it's the only thing I love.
And ski jumping, obviously, I mean, I was reading the notes too. It's like Matthew Vaughn was saying, it's like the most insane of sports.
yeah.
I mean, it's almost like jumping out of a plane or something like that. It's along the lines of, it's almost like a stunt instead
crazy,
of
yeah.
a sport, right?
Particularly when you get out there and you stand at the top of those jumps, you really do get a newfound
Yeah.
respect for those guys because it's so unbelievably high up.
Yeah.
And those guys, I mean, we worked with some of them on the movie, ski jumpers, who helped us with the stunts. Because actually, stuntmen, there aren't really stuntmen who do. In fact, I don't think there are stuntmen who do ski jumping. It's
No.
so specialised. And the guys who were out there with us doing it, they would just do the most incredible things. Not only physically what's required of them to do the jumps, but their whole attitude to it is so cavalier and rock and roll. I mean, there was one shot. There's a couple of shots in the movie where you are following behind Eddie as he flies through the air, and that's because they would go down one after the other with the jumper behind had kind of cameras strapped to his skis or his helmet, and on one of the takes, because he was in the slipstream of the first guy, he overtook the other person flying
Midair.
through the air
Yeah.
and clipped him, I think, on the helmet or the skis or something. I mean, and this is, you know, meters and meters up in the air.
Wow.
And, I mean, seriously could have died. And they landed and both laughed their heads
Yeah,
off.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
So no one got hurt during the filming of this?
No.
Really?
No.
Yeah.
But it could have done, you know.
Well, Eddie got hurt. That was
Yeah.
Eddie actually got hurt a little
Yeah, he
bit.
actually competed, this is true, like with string holding his helmet together, and at one point he had a broken jaw and he ripped up a pillowcase and
To tie his jaw up,
to tie his jaw up. Yeah,
That's determination. I mean, that's just.
I talked to one of the coaches when I was there, and I said, "Look, it looks very graceful. Is it seriously dangerous?" And he was like, "Oh, people die quite a lot."
Wow.
Yeah, he said it's not really talked about that much. It's a seriously dangerous sport.
Wow.
And it's a minute mistake is all it takes.
Exactly. Now, for you to prepare, where you look at the script before you even got out there, like, okay, I'm gonna die. I mean, you knew obviously you weren't gonna be doing the jumps, but
Well, this was the question. This was the question I asked. Obviously, I wouldn't actually have to do any jumps, will I? No, I mean, well, thankfully I did. I mean, in order to prepare, we do some skiing in the movie, both me and Hugh, you know, on the outrun and things.
yeah.
But I had to learn to ski for the movie. I'd never skied before.
Wow.
So that was enough of a challenge in itself, coming to that at the age of whatever I was, a year and a half ago, 25.
The bunny hills. You start with the bunny hills, and
That's
then.
right, yeah. And graduate to the red, and then it'd be really good the black, which I never got to. But.
That's what I was thinking, like, for those ski jumpers, like motorsports or surfing, you can build up, right? At some point,
You've got to just take a leap
you've
of
got to
faith.
jump a 70, but you can't do it half pace.
No, exactly.
And the first time, like, the guts it would take to jump off a 90 for the first time, because the slightest mistake and it's over.
But I think that's why it takes a certain type of person, because these guys, they don't think, oh, I've never done this from this height before. They just think, wow, I've never done this from this height before. You know, just want to go for it.
It is like bungee jumping in a way, except you have no harness. You're
Yeah.
almost
through the
not.
air.
I mean, the first time that you actually land and you're okay and you didn't break something, that must give you that adrenaline to keep. Let me go higher. And let me, I mean, you have to think about that. I mean, do you have to be a little bit crazy? You think?
100%. Yeah. I mean, Taron went out with the
Yeah.
guys. I was too scared to even go out with them.
Yeah.
I went out for a few drinks with them. I
Yeah.
mean, those guys drink and dance and party, and quite a few of them were quite heavy smokers as well.
A couple of hours
God.
sleep and then bang, they're up the mountain.
Yeah.
So maybe they have maybe they might be slightly alcoholically.
I wouldn't
helped
say that.
along
I wouldn't
the,
say that, but they're just, these guys are rock and roll. They can party all night and then go and do incredible ski jumping in the morning.
Now, how's Eddie? How's he doing now? I mean, obviously.
He's great. He jumped the 90 meters a fortnight ago for charity and landed it.
He's
And has he-
52.
52.
And has he seen the movie yet?
Yeah, I
He watched it with him.
him for the first time.
Okay, and what did he think?
He loves it. He cried.
Yeah, he cried.
Not because he was upset.
That must be amazing for him to see his life. I mean, well, obviously
It'd
there's.
be nerve-wracking to watch, wouldn't it? And nerve-wracking for
totally.
him to watch it with him. But
And
I
his
think we're
family,
very
too.
faithful to
they
the
all came.
we're faithful to the spirit,
Yes.
hopefully, of him, and to show that he was really passionate and genuine and courageous, and his story is inspiring. He does a lot of motivational speaking across Britain, and for good reason when you see the movie.
Yeah, just because I think that is the theme. So we're talking about just follow your dreams, and you break it down to that, and you can basically do anything you set your mind to.
Yeah.
I think it'd be great for people who also have maybe physical disabilities and they don't think they can, or just
Yeah.
because he was almost like a klutz, right? So
Yeah,
if he can achieve that,
yeah.
and
Well-
what other news do you guys have? Do you have anything else that you want to tell Miami about?
We're both preparing for our next things, which we can't really talk much about. But,
Another
so
collaboration?
No, I would love to.
I would love to as well.
Um,
I honestly had as much fun as this, more fun actually, probably than on any other movie.
Really?
Yeah, we laughed a lot. It was all our time. We were always doing scenes together, and we just clicked immediately. And it was, we were in great locations with a great director, a great crew, and we had a blast.
It was a really happy experience.
Yeah.
So maybe a bromance or a buddy comedy or.
Or maybe
Yeah.
mortal rivals next time.
Nike.
Yeah.
Yeah. Boxing
really
movie.
hate a boxing. I don't
Oh,
wanna do
come
a
on,
boxing
no,
movie
be
with him.
nice, be nice. All right, guys, have a great rest of your time in Miami.
Thank you.
And congratulations on the movie.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you.
I heard you were a champion, so I was thinking maybe you could give me a few tips.
Give up? There's one for free. Watch this guy, number 2 in the world. And he knew what he was doing.
It's not actually going to jump, is it?
You're not gonna give up, are you? You want your moment, Eddie? You gotta do this for real. Our strategy will best be described as ugly but effective. As your coach, I think you're crazy. But as your friend, fly. You're Eddie the Eagle.